Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched someone walk into a room and immediately thought, that person knows exactly what they want? There's no hesitation, no fidgeting, no trailing sentence at the end. They just speak and people listen. Now, here's the real question. Were they confident or were they clear? Because those two things are not the same. And for most of my life, I confuse them completely. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to pull apart two words that get used almost interchangeably: confidence and clarity. And by the end of this episode, I think you're going to look at both of them very differently. So let's start with definitions, because I think the confusion begins right here: confidence. When most people say it, what they picture is someone who speaks without hesitation, someone who holds eye contact, who doesn't qualify everything they say, who doesn't start sentences with, "I could be wrong, but." Confidence in the popular sense is about how you present yourself, and clarity. Clarity is something else entirely. Clarity is about how well you understand what you actually think, want, or believe before you open your mouth. It's internal. It's the work you do before you show up. Here's a way I think about it. Confidence is the volume. Clarity is the signal. You can turn up the volume on static. That's not communication. That's noise with good posture. And I think a lot of us have been trained by school, by workplaces, by social media to optimize for the volume, to sound certain even when we aren't, to perform decisiveness, to equate hesitation with weakness. But here's what I've noticed. The people who actually move things, who build things, who change rooms, who make ideas happen, they're not always the loudest. They're often the clearest. They know exactly what they think, and they say it simply. That simplicity reads as confidence, but the source isn't bravado, it's precision. Now let's talk about what actually goes wrong when you lead with confidence and skip the clarity work. I want you to think of a time, and I know you have one, when someone presented an idea with total conviction, commanding energy, zero doubt in their voice, and then when you asked one follow-up question, the whole thing started unraveling, and suddenly you realize the confidence was the whole thing. There was no foundation underneath it. That's performed confidence without clarity, and it's everywhere. In the workplace, it shows up as people making decisions loudly and then pivoting quietly. In relationships, it looks like certainty about what you want, until things get real and suddenly you're not sure at all. And the dangerous thing? In the short term, it works. It gets you in the room, it wins you an audience, it convinces people to follow. But clarity is what keeps them following once reality shows up, because reality always shows up. So here's where I want to land. I'm not saying confidence doesn't matter. It does. There's something real about the energy you bring into a room, about not shrinking when you speak, about owning your ideas when you share them. That matters. But confidence built on top of clarity is a completely different thing from confidence performing in the absence of it. One is a natural byproduct of knowing what you think. The other is a coping mechanism for not knowing. The goal isn't to be more confident. The goal is to get clearer about what you want, what you believe, what you're building. And clarity, when you actually have it, makes confidence feel less like something you have to produce and more like something that just happens. So this week, one challenge. Find one area of your life where you've been performing certainty instead of building it, and spend 20 minutes just asking, what do I actually think about this? Not what should I think? What do I actually think? Don't perform it. Examine it. That's the work. Thank you so much for listening today. I'll see you in the next one.